Hey everyone, Joshua Hanlon here in Evansville, Indiana today, and I'm at the World War II in Lego event with Dan Siskind, and he's going to talk about one of the models they have on display here at the event.
Sure. This actually isn't one of. It's technically not one of the Brickmania models. The Brickmania team didn't build this. A gentleman named Matthew Leach built this, and he is now in the Marine Corps. And he was like, he wanted a place for it to be on display, be shown. So he actually sold it to me, and I was like, sure. I saw it a few times at like Brick Fair events and stuff, and then he said, I can't keep it. I was going to demolish it, but do you want it? So we've been kind of babysitting it for the last couple of years. It's been in our display at the Brickmania warehouse. And we thought we'd bring it out to World War II in Lego. For this.
Mm-hmm. So then talk about kind of just an overview of what this depicts then.
So this is like a sort of post-Stalingrad or Stalingrad era battle. In the winter of 1942, 1943, the Stalingrad battle happened. And this is supposed to take place on the outskirts. So you have a Tiger tank. You have a German Tiger tank here. The Germans fighting. The Germans are actually encircled by the Russians in Stalingrad, and they made a valiant attempt to break out from within and then rescue from without. So this is supposed to be like trying to break into Stalingrad to rescue. You have the Russians who, of course, encircled Stalingrad and trapped the entire German Sixth Army there. So we have the Germans on one side, Russians on another. So this isn't necessarily all. It's a collection of. I think the minifigures are mostly from Citizen Brick, rather than the Brickmania figures. So you see a little bit of difference than what we normally have. But the models are definitely the half track, the Tiger, the tanks. Those are my models that Matthew had built.
Mm-hmm. And then he's got these large buildings here as well.
They're supposed to be factories. So one day we were thinking like we'll have some time and we'll light them up and make it look like they're building tanks and stuff inside them. It'd be really neat if we just haven't had the chance. And you can see by the dust that's on some of them that have been sitting in our warehouse. For some reason, this one has kind of been exposed to the elements a little more than the others. Basically, it's a big diorama, and putting it away is kind of a chore. There is a locomotive which is currently missing. we got here and hey, where'd the locomotive go? But it's in our warehouse.
Just got some coal cars here on the tracks.
Yeah. So we're trying to be, it's fairly realistic, and it's definitely worth for an individual effort. It's commendable. One teenager built this, and it's a great model.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's what. Are there interiors at all on the inside?
They're just empty on the inside. Like I said, one day we want to light it up, but who knows when we'll get around to doing it. It would be cool to do it, but add one more project to the list,
And then when you're bringing a bunch of kind of Brickmania models and dioramas like this, what's moving a diorama like this like for you guys? How does that work?
Well, fortunately, when Matthew built it, he built it in stages. So it started out with like one building, and then he added more. And it actually breaks down along where he built it. So it comes apart in sections just like some of our pieces do. Unfortunately, they're not uniform like we've learned over time to build. So we actually had to take a big metal rack and fill up, we have a big metal rack with wheels on it, threw this in the rack. Most of it fit in on the shelves, and then the rest of it came in a box. So it moves fairly well. Maybe not as well as one of the Brickmania models, but you got to start somewhere.
Right, yeah, it still works. So I'm glad you guys have been able to preserve, his build here, because it's an excellent depiction of the battle, and I think it's definitely worth displaying with the rest of your dioramas.
Oh yeah, for sure. It's definitely worthy, and Matthew did a really good job on it.
Mm-hmm. Well, thank you so much.